Hi guys, welcome to another episode of our review of Ready to Love Season 3. This is episode 5. Before we get into the review though, remember to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification for the bell notification to get the notifications, all that good stuff. So, so the name of the episode is The Tea is Getting Good.
The tea is getting good.
So let's get into it, man.
All right, so episode opened up with Alex, Brian, and Chris talking about Brian's date with Alicia. And then them also discussing like the fact that there's going to be 2 people to go home. So Brian did bring
Alicia.
He brought to Alex that he went on the date because she knew that he went on a date, but he was telling her about it.
Yeah.
And I don't think he mentioned the part about not coming back.
Nah, he did mention that.
But he did mention the date and how he just wasn't feeling her all that much. But
this is when they was outside.
Mm-hmm. When Chris was on the
treadmill, whatever he was on.
Workout apparatus.
Yeah.
And Alex and Brian were having the conversation with Chris.
I got you.
Do you have anything to say about this?
No.
All right. Next was Rashid and Denise having their sit down. Denise continued to correct what Adriana said to Rashid. And
man, it's just she called him a narcissist. And I mean, she
backpedaled and said she did not say he was a narcissist. She said he had narcissistic behavior.
Right. And to the outside world and everybody else, you called him a narcissist. And I mean, it hurt him in a way. I really don't think it did. It's just he's doing that for TV. But I mean, he has.
I do think we need
man.
to stop as Black people with the light skin, dark skin conversation.
Oh, for sure, man.
Because like it's just a further way to divide us.
Right,
for no reason
sure. Like,
whatsoever.
yeah, we definitely need to stop that. But I mean,
it is what it is.
Yeah,
you got nothing.
it just is what it is.
All right,
man.
next up was Naya and Edwin having a breakfast date.
That's all I have.
That's all I wrote too. I don't remember their dates. I don't remember their date. Edwin has not really had big impressions with dates with me.
He's been flying under the radar for me.
Yeah, because he's not problematic.
Yeah, that's it. Like he did. Like I like it when he was talking about the police brutality and the defund the police and everything. I like that conversation because me personally, I like to talk to people about that. But with his dates and everything, they just seem normal.
Yeah, it's not like he's making a connection.
No, I feel like he's making a connection, especially with Naya. I think they made a good connection with each other. It was like, oh, it's just a normal date, and there's nothing behind it. Like, it's like, oh, Naya's with Chris and Edwin is just here.
That's what I mean. It's like it's not a connection.
No, but this is okay.
I don't feel any electricity.
Right. I got you.
Next, I put that there was a group chat. So there was Alicia, Joy, Shay, Chris. You know what we didn't do? I just realized we normally start at who got sent home and then go back.
Well, just keep going. We'll get
there. There was Alicia, Joy, Shay, Chris, Winter, and Anthony. And in that conversation, Alicia, what did she say? She was bringing the tea?
Yeah.
Which is, I don't know why she felt the need to phrase it that way, but she's revealed about Brian not coming back to her room. And then in that same conversation, Joy also told Winter what happened with Simone in front of Jay. So it was like a spilling of the goods. This is the tea session.
Right.
I think that Alex very much so, I believe she was in this conversation, wasn't she?
Yeah, Alex
was in that conversation. Alex had a great poker face.
Yeah.
With what was going on with Ryan. She was just like,
Oh no, it wasn't that one. She wasn't.
Oh no, she wasn't in that one. This was, I said the people: Alicia, Joy, Shay, Chris, Winter, and Anthony.
Yeah.
So in that one, like, I think that Winter and Joy conveyed what they needed to convey to each other, and they were like, with everything, and they were like, we're gonna talk to Simone about it. I'm interested to see what happens after this episode with Simone.
Yeah.
But
gonna go home. That's what's gonna happen.
With the conversation with the ladies talking about Alex and Brian, they did make sure to say that Alicia said she was going to make sure that Alex knew what was going on. And
I don't feel like it matters because I feel like Alex has chose and Brian has chose. Because obviously he left a date, which he should have been forthcoming with her and just be like, nah. But he left the date and went to her. So I think they chose already, no matter what is said.
I guess I have the issue of I'm like Brian in that regard. I don't want to hurt people's feelings. So since I don't want to hurt people's feelings, I might just say, I'll be right back, knowing that I'm not coming back. I have that problem.
Man, forget your feelings, man.
I have that problem.
Blooded. I don't.
And I mean, that's the difference between you and I. And that's where I can relate to Brian.
I guess that's where it works.
Right. It's just, I see myself in him. Yeah. And I can see the not wanting to hurt your feelings. But also, if I'm into you, I don't have a need to lie to you. Yeah. And I think that's where he was with Alex in the situation, because he had the conversation with Alex like the next day. Yeah. It wasn't a situation of, hey, I don't know what she talking about. It's like, nah, this is what happened.
Man, it's funny, that they talked about it. Were you done with that? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. So this was the most interesting part to me of the whole episode was the Joy, Simone, and Winter sit down. Mm-hmm. And because
that was what I had next.
From the jump, I was like, where's Simone's like purpose in this whole Jay went to Winter's room? Mm-hmm. I don't understand her purpose in that, because it's more so like, well, why aren't you and Jay talking? You know what I'm saying? Why aren't you talking to another guy? You're so concerned about who's in the room with who, but you're in your own room by yourself and not talking to a guy.
But I think when you have these type of reality shows, people feel like they need to like take a bone back to people for whatever reason. And what we have to realize, I mean, it makes for better TV.
Right, of course.
But what we have to realize is none of these people are in relationships. Like, period.
Absolutely none. Right.
So since none of these people are in relationships, we can't expect them to get upset. Now, if people were dating and that happened, all bets are off. Like, I can be upset.
Right.
But like, if I'm here to date approximately 5 to 7 other people, because you're not gonna have a connection with everybody. Yeah. But if I'm here to date approximately 5 to 7 other people, I'm just gonna be real with you. No. Right. Like, it doesn't matter what I do or did, as long as I'm not like outright lying to you. Yeah. It doesn't matter. Like, none of that matters.
I think between the dynamic between, and everybody in this is very mature.
Allegedly.
Like, I'm just saying, you think about what they're doing, man. Like, take Simone, not Simone, but Winter and Joy. Mm-hmm. They both like the same guy. Mm-hmm. And they're mature enough to say, okay, well, I mean, like, he has to pick one of us. Mm-hmm. May the best woman win in this situation. Then here comes Simone throwing a thorn in the side of their situation. You know what I'm saying? Which throws off their quote unquote small competition. Mm-hmm. when they talked with each other, the question, not Simone. I keep getting Simone and Winter confused. But Winter was not trying to hear what Simone was talking about.
Right, because it wasn't her business what Winter was doing, with whom Winter was doing it with.
Right.
And like Winter is like, I had a conversation for a few minutes in my room with a guy. Why are you walking around telling people that I was half dressed? Like,
well, he was half dressed.
I mean, she was too, technically, because she had just gotten out of the pool.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, fully dressed for the pool, not for regular life.
Right.
But like, that insinuates things about me.
Right.
So,
and that's far from what she's trying to portray.
Right. She handled it better than I would have, because I probably would have cussed somebody out.
Oh, Lord.
But, I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to think about like non-married Artieka and how she would have reacted. Yeah. I probably would have cussed, just not to her, but it would have been known to her what I felt. Yeah. So, yeah.
That's too funny, man. And then Joy is just so cool to me, man.
I know. Joy is like,
dude, she is so cool. She's like, I don't understand why she did it, but hey, it is what it is.
Joy seems to be very sweet, like very like even tempered. Yeah. Like you got to do a lot to rile her up. And she's like, okay, so let's focus on the task at hand. I am here to meet a man, not to argue with you. Right. So let me tell you what you're not going to do. Right. Is you're not going to intimidate me about him dating someone else while we are here to all be dating other people.
Right.
Bring it to you, let you know what you did was wrong, and then we're going to have a good day. Right. You want to go have brunch?
She did ask if she wanted to go drink after that. Simone started crying within that conversation too. So that, for me, that let me know Simone has done behavior like this before.
Mm-hmm. Because usually when people, and we see it a lot in kids, because we've talked about this with multiple kids in our lives.
Right.
Including our own.
Right.
Like when they're doing something that they're not supposed to do, the defense mechanism is to cry because it's gonna go my way. Right. And it's not.
And because crying softens people. Mm-hmm. And for me, I was like, you need to fix your face. Mm-hmm. Fix your face is what I was wanting to tell her, man. Because she was out of line, out of pocket. But I mean, at the end of the conversation, they all like, I guess they hug it out, or they went and ate and drunk, and everybody's on their merry way.
Eat, drink, be merry. All right.
What you got
next? I got Shay and Alex and Alicia and Adriana talk about Brian ghosting Alicia, and I put a lot of ands because people just their faces kept popping up as I was typing. So they had the conversation. So that's when Alicia brought it to Alex, which seemed to have been facilitated by Shay, and Adriana was just kind of like there, like I'm
trying to think which one is Adriana. Oh, never mind. I know which one.
Rashid and Alfani.
I remember them by the couples,
And she was the only girl that was like, I'm vibing with Raymond.
Right. Like, where did they come from?
And you're the child compared to him.
Right.
I think that Alex handled that well.
I definitely do.
I know in her confessional, she was like, if he could do that to her, then what could he do to me?
Not that.
I
don't think she has anything to worry about as far as him, like, ghosting her, quote unquote ghosting her.
Yeah, I mean, but in the same regard, you do have to worry about it, because if you ghost one person, you can ghost someone else. It's a behavior.
Yeah, it's a behavior, but it's I don't know. I don't feel like her worry should be him like doing the exact same thing he did, because he likes Alex. Mm-hmm. He's not really feeling Alicia. Mm-hmm. He just didn't know how to tell her. Mm-hmm. So that was the biggest issue.
Right.
And
Alex goes over to get Brian, who was talking to Chris, and have Brian and Alicia talk it out. Mm-hmm. I think at that moment was when I knew Alicia was going home.
Wow.
It was something about the situation because it was being brought to too many people at that point.
Yeah.
Because Chris was there when it was talked about the first time.
Chris knew the whole time.
Yeah, Chris knew everything.
Like, he was like, what?
But he was sitting in on multiple conversations that this happening because if I'm not mistaken,
Chris should have got an Oscar for
let me
his
scroll
acting.
up for a second. Yes.
Did.
So Chris was there in the beginning when Alex and Brian were talking.
Yeah.
And then he was there again when Alicia brought it to the group.
Yeah.
And so it just, I mean, I'm not saying anything is wrong with Chris being in all these conversations because he was just right time, right place to get all this information. But Chris knew what was going on and can see it. And like, if he has another conversation with one more person, all the men are gonna know.
Right.
Because like Anthony knows, I'm sure it's come up with Jay at this point because both of the chicks that Jay likes was in a conversation about it. It's just like it could spiral too easily.
I'm pretty sure nobody else was talking about it though. Because I mean, like, you think about it like this, they probably like my conversation would have been, she probably finna go home. Because I ain't had a date with her. Such and such ain't had a date with her. Such and such. Brian's the only one that had a date with her. Mm-mm. Yeah, she probably finna go home because Brian feeling Alex. It's not. It's like you can see it. Mm-hmm. You know. The conversation between Alicia and Brian was awkward to me, just because Brian had to sit down and explain to her that he didn't know how to say I wasn't coming back.
And I felt I felt that. Like I 100% I felt like I was Brian in that moment. Like I would not have known how to articulate that. And I'm usually very quick on my feet with words, but I wouldn't have known how to say, hey, I'm not coming back.
Yeah. I would have been like, yeah, man, I'm probably not.
You probably would have said something like, you know what, I'm tired. I'ma just
I wouldn't have. Yeah, I would have said, nah, I'm cool.
That would have been my way of saying it. I'm tired. I would lie. Lie your way through.
Yeah.
So Alicia and Brian talk, and then we go to Joy telling Jay what happened with Simone and Winter. Like basically letting him know that the situation has been cleared up.
Yeah.
I don't know who Jay likes more, Joy or...
I think he likes Joy.
You think so?
Yeah. And it's not because I like Joy.
You just truly think that he likes Joy.
I think he likes Joy.
Okay. Next was, oh God, Shay and Rashid talking about Kappas.
Man, was that not embarrassing to you? I was embarrassed for her.
Like...
Because I just found out Shay was on another reality show.
Yeah, one of y'all told us that she was on, I think it was Tyrone with Love.
Tyrone for Love or something like that.
And I had seen that because, if I'm not mistaken, that is the show that Pat Neely was on as well when she divorced.
Know who that is.
Long story short, Pat's ex-husband his mom goes to church with my mom, so they kind of know each other.
All right.
But it was, I don't know, it was really
like it was like why are you here?
Yeah, and
the way Rashid was looking at her, he was like, why are you here? Why are you here?
Like her talking about being in love with another Kappa, and then her little, what was the twerk for?
Twerking for submissiveness. I was like, get
twerking
security, get her out of here.
Twerking for submissiveness.
Man, like what people don't understand is it's not a woman being submissive to their husband. It's being able to take direction when needed. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And it goes both ways, you know?
I think that we put way too much emphasis on the word submit.
We do. But she's twerking for it.
That's just...
Dude, that's the most emphasis I ever seen on the word submissive. twerking for? I've never seen that.
Nope, I'm not twerking for much of anything.
look, my next note is she going home.
Yep, because somebody was like standing over to the side.
Somebody else was watching.
Was it Anthony?
I
think it was Anthony.
It was Anthony. He was standing over to the side looking crazy. Like, what is going on here? But Shay, that was the first time we saw Shay talking to a man.
Because she's been around the women and in their business.
Right.
That's been her role. And she said that was her job.
And so it's like, yeah, we know she's going home. But yeah, twerking for submissiveness. I am not going to forget that one, man. And she actually was twerking.
It wasn't a good twerk.
It wasn't a good one, but she like poking her butt out and all this stuff. Look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me. And that bothered me more so than anything else, because this is your first time us seeing you like talk to a guy. And it may not be the first time you talked to one of the guys and took some time out with one of the guys, but to see your interaction and the first thing or the whole interaction, it's look at my butt, look at my assets, look at me, look at me, and you're not trying to get to know somebody. Like why are you like, you're a waste of space right now.
Yeah, that was two bad impressions back to back, because walking away from Edwin,
right,
when talking about police brutality, and then the Rashid situation.
Right. And Rashid was around for both of those situations.
That was just two back to back. So I think at that moment, we knew Shay was going home.
Because she had to twerk for submissiveness.
All right. So the next two things that I wrote down was Winter and Jay talked about the conversation that Winter, Simone, and Joy had. So Jay has had the conversation with basically everybody but Simone.
Yeah.
And I think, I felt like he got his point across in the initial conversation with Simone. It was basically like, you in my business? I don't like that.
Right.
Like, that was it. I don't like that. Yeah. And he made that very well known. And I like the fact that he made that known and he didn't just roll with the punches. He was just like, I don't like that. Like, that's my business. And then last but not least, I wrote down that Calfani and Adriana played Connect 4 with each other.
The one thing I wrote about that was Calfani was not paying attention. Like, she had 3 at the bottom and he puts the 1 right here on the other. Well, I guess he was gonna lose either way. So, well,
she said he was gonna lose either way because she was like, I could have won this way or this way.
Yeah, like I just paid attention to it.
You saw it in your head again.
Yeah, I did. I was like, how funny! You just didn't pay attention.
But they discussed love languages,
which we did a podcast episode about love languages. Check it out.
We did. Her love language, she couldn't remember what it was called. But it was acts of service. And I can't remember what his was.
Yeah, I don't know. The question that popped up in my head was that one of the things that they were told to do?
To talk about love language?
Yeah, or like did they actually, because when we did it, we had to take this, I guess it was a test or something,
a quiz.
Right? Yeah, a little quiz or something like that. And then, I wonder, is that something they had to do to know? Because both of them knew their love languages. If you came to me and was like, what's your love language? Before we did that episode.
Do you still know what it is?
No, of course not.
Do you know what mine is now?
No. I have it where it's referenced so I can always go back to it. But no, I do not know it.
So I knew what the love languages were, but mine have changed over the course of our relationship.
Yeah.
So, I think that it's good to do the refresher quiz, but it probably was something that they talked about bringing up, because, of course, you have to have things to bring up. Yeah. But it is important when getting to know someone what they like.
Yeah.
Because if you're a touchy-feely person and they are not, that's not.
That was one of mine.
That was one of yours. And that was at the very bottom for me. As I slowly cringe.
Right.
It's just important to like at least be able to give the person what they want and what they're looking for.
Right. No, I got you.
All right.
I do think Calfani and Adriana. I do think she's smart. You know, by trying two guys. Like, okay, I'm gonna look at them, him, and him. Versus some of the girls are just going after one guy. Some of the guys are only going after one girl, and stuff like that. So,
but I mean, human nature is find a person, build a connection, not like here. And so that's what people are doing, and they should be doing the opposite, apparently.
Right.
Which I get, because I just like, if I see you and I like you, I'm gonna talk to just you. Like, I'm not gonna entertain the other guy over here, because what's the point?
Yeah. No,
I would be terrible on a dating reality show.
You probably would.
All right. So next up was everybody going into Tommy's Tavern. All the guys gave their reasons for why they did not why they did not gel with whatever lady there was, because they all gave their answers. It was brought up about Brian, and he said he has to work on being more blunt, no entanglements. For me, that dated this, because we didn't find out about the word entanglement until July. So this is like somewhere July, August that they're filming this, which I won't say it's important, because it's not, but that at least gives us the time frame that they were here, and like we knew that it was during
that's why it's
shelter in place orders and all that stuff. That's
why they're at a resort. It makes sense now.
Makes absolute sense.
What was funny was the editing, like when I think it was Edwin, he was like, I like Naya, and it cut to Chris real quick,
like
you creeping up on my girl.
And the same thing with Jay.
Somebody like Joy. And Jay looked over like, oh, okay. That's what we doing now. So I thought that, I always think the editing is hilarious.
Yeah, so you enjoy editing.
Yeah.
So we learned from the end that Alicia, Denise, and Shay were the ladies that were on the chopping block. And so they had them sit down. Edwin with Shay, Calfani with Denise, and Chris with Alicia. I think Chris was a great person to sit down with Alicia.
Yeah, he was awesome.
He did a very, very good job of conveying the point, like making her feel warm and fuzzy, even though she was getting sent home, because he told her, I hate to see you leave, but I like to see you walk away.
Right.
Shay and Edwin,
I think they were good, because we knew they were not gonna
make a connection
at all.
And it wasn't like he had to be sad telling her. He was just like, all right, bye.
Yeah, right.
I like that Shay took it as well as she did, and wasn't trying to be argumentative about it. But I mean, it is what it is. Maybe it'll be a little bit less messy with Shay gone. Not really sure.
Maybe.
And then
you still got Simone.
You do still have Simone. Denise and Calfani, having Calfani be the one to break it to Denise, or not break it to Denise, but break it to Denise that she was in the bottom three.
Yeah.
Was a good person, because I know that she wouldn't feel a way with him being the one saying it, because that was bae number one for her.
Man, what if they would have had Rashid tell her that
she probably would have fought.
That she was going home.
Right, she probably would have fought. Like, she would have cussed him out. She would have told him he was narcissistic.
Right.
And used other words.
Man.
But like, I'm happy that it was him. I did see after those breakup scenes or dipping scenes, Denise went on a date with Anthony.
Yeah.
And they played croquet. I don't know
how you play it, but yeah, they played it.
I've played this once at a family function like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Don't remember any of the rules. They said that the loser had to go skinny dipping. That bothered me for one reason. Denise is a teacher.
She ain't teaching right now.
But her kids could be watching this. Like, you have to always put that in the back of your mind.
Man, she trying to find love. You know what that means.
Yo, students don't have to see that though, because they're all over social media.
So
I mean,
it is what it is, man. So she lost and ended up jumping in the pool,
and just
topless. So,
but we see she's bringing out all the stops now on her dates.
Right.
Like, she's trying to make sure that she don't go home without a man.
She don't want to be in the bottom 3 again. Or the bottom 3. So she's trying to open up more.
Right.
Now, it'd be interesting to see her go on a date with Rashid. Rashid probably wouldn't do it at this point, but
Rashid and her are probably gonna avoid each other like the plague.
Yeah,
because
probably.
she feels a way about him,
and he feels a way about.
I'm saying now in turn he feels a way about her because of what she said about him. And it is what it is.
It definitely is what it is on that one.
You got anything?
I think it was a solid episode. I enjoyed it. It's a lot different.
This is the first episode you've enjoyed.
Yeah. No, the second one. I enjoyed the last one, man.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't enjoy the first one.
The first one was just the casting call.
Yeah. No, or the second one. I'm sorry. I didn't enjoy it.
It was too many people.
Yeah, I didn't know how I was gonna feel. So I think we got a little routine with this so far. So hey, it is what it is. That's the new word. At least you didn't have to twerk for submissiveness. That was so funny.
I would not have twerked for submissiveness.
Yeah, you don't twerk now anyway. Anyway, go ahead.
All right, guys. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel, turn on the notification bell, like this video, comment down below. Let us know what you thought about the people that went home on today's episode. I think most of the comments had the 3 ladies that were in the bottom 3 as the 3 people, as one of at least 2 of the people that they thought were going to be going home. Follow us on social media.
True that.
I think that's it.
All right. All right, guys. Peace.